Welcome to the Summers Woodworking Show. It's Season 4, Episode 18. And tonight we have the pleasure of having Carl Jacobson over at the Woodshop here again. And I haven't have a clue what he's going to do, but he'll tell you what he's going to do here shortly. First things first, let's start with roll call. To my left is Russ. You want to tell people who you are and how they can find you?
Hey everybody, thanks for having me, Brian. Russ Meadows here. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram under Rusty Nails Woodshop.
Sounds good.
If you can't find me there, I'm looking for the Old Cranky Workshop.
Oh, okay. Hey, you got that CNC machine ready yet? Oh, man. Pretty soon it's going to be the rusty CNC.
That's what I'm waiting for, I guess. I'm almost there. Almost.
All right, cool. All right, John, you want to tell people who you are?
I'd be John Schaffner out of Central New York. You can find me on Facebook under my name and my YouTube channel under my name. That's about it. Thanks for having me on, Brian.
Thanks for being on. Okay. Now, next, we have Jerry. You want to tell people who you are?
Jerry Brown from Polly Wants a Crafter. It's a pretty easy one to find on Facebook and YouTube.
All righty. And then we have Donald.
I'm Donald Matthews, also known as Donald Vlogify. You can find me on YouTube under Donald Vlogify's Woodshop or my website, rednecknohow.com. My Instagram and Twitter and all that's on my YouTube channel. And if you can't find me besides that, I probably owe you money.
Now, I got a question for you, Donald. How come you don't change Donald's Vlogify to Redneck Know-How?
Nope. Everybody knows me as that now, so I mean, I didn't figure what's the point.
You know how hard it is to say Donald and Vlogify.
And as long as people keep on trying, they're talking about me.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Actually, I have thought about changing it to Redneck Know-How or Crazy Redneck or something like that. But
I would. It's easier to remember.
It's already set up in there. So
you know, trying to say it and trying to spell it, you know, some people don't have that.
you got to have that redneck to get that isify in there.
Okay. All righty. Now we have David.
If I can unmute myself, there we go. I'm David with DLG Woodwork. You can find me on YouTube, DLG Woodwork, and most active probably on Instagram. I'm also, all my social media, just like Donald said, my social medias are on YouTube. And I'm happy to be here tonight. I know it's a pleasure for Carl to get to meet me, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. He's over there just dying to meet you. All right, and then we have Chris.
Hey guys, this is Chris from the Old Cranky Workshop. You can find me on Facebook under Old Cranky Workshop and now on YouTube, actively on YouTube, under Old Cranky Workshop. And thanks for having me, Brian. But before we move on, I got to thank Russ Meadows for bringing me up last weekend. My subscribership jumped to 125 in the past week. So it's climbing slowly, but getting there. So who knows? I might be 1,500 someday.
Well, I mentioned you too. Jeez.
Yeah, you have, but Russ brought it up during, I think it was the other Russell show. And suddenly it jumped the next day. So.
Okay. Give him
hey, I'm not knocking your show, Brian. I'm just saying that's when it happened. That's all. It's all
checks in the mail. Checks in the mail.
All in the time.
Checks in the mail.
Yep, checks in the mail.
All right.
And if you're not here, I'm at the pump.
If you guys ain't subscribed to Chris Ahern over at the Old Cranky Workshop, get your butt on over there and tell him that Brian sent you.
There you go.
All righty. Next we have the man of the hour, Carl Jacobson.
Hi, I'm Carl. Thanks for having me on, Brian. I appreciate it. You can find me, my YouTube channel is Carl Jacobson, and my website's Woodshop TV.
All right. What are we going to do tonight?
Well, I need a couple of bolts for my Frankenstein Lego man I did that I am still editing because my computer took a crash. So,
Yeah?
hoping to get it up tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, I need a couple of bolts for him to finish him off.
It's cute. Where do you get your ideas at, Carl?
What?
Where do you get your ideas at?
Paul Jackman did one of these for
Yeah, he did for my 2x4 contests.
yeah, a couple of years ago, and I did the poisoned apple a couple of weeks ago. The smoked poisoned apple, and I made this as one of the caps, but it doesn't look like poison pouring over anything. It looks more like hair for a Lego man. So I had a couple. I put it in the video, and a couple people said they'd love to see a Lego man. So it's Halloween.
Yeah. It's just right about time.
But yeah, the video should be up here in a couple of days. I think I got the bugs worked out. But yeah, I did a little scar there. I did some more of that burning with the Lichtenberg, that fractured thing. So should be fun.
We got Ken over at Moon Creations, and he's like, "Hey, that thing looks like Brian." I was gonna say Donald, but that's cool.
So
All righty. Well, we can't see from here what you're doing. So.
all right, let me try and get as close as I can.
That could be Donald if his roommate puts that axe in his head.
Yeah.
It all depends on which way she lays the blade.
Oh,
Just don't sharpen the axe for her, Donald.
give me a second here.
Don't do what?
All righty.
Don't sharpen the axe.
Oh. No, I try to blunt that bad boy.
Well, you know, a sharp axe will make a clean cut, though. It would hurt less.
While he's doing all this, you guys come up with some questions that you want to ask this man, because this would be the time. Yeah, that's
I
pretty
got to
good,
come up
Carl.
with questions.
I got a question.
I have a test.
Yeah. Oh, question?
Hey, Carl, I know a lot of times this is kind of a popular woodworking question to ask, pretty popular woodworkers. What's your, do you have a bucket list item that something real big turning that you've never done that you want to eventually get to, but you just haven't tackled yet? I guess just a bucket list item that you haven't checked off yet.
Not anything particular. I mean, there's just some things I really want to do. Actually, one of them I'm picking the wood up for tomorrow. I'm gonna turn a roulette wheel.
Oh wow!
And I've been planning this thing for about 4 or 5 months, just trying to get all the pieces together for it and everything. So I need a piece of wood for the outside, so I'm doing that. It's going to be about 25 inches round, and then I'm segmenting the black and red colors on it, and then I'm turning the centerpiece too. So it's something I wanted to do for quite a while, but I just finally got everything lined up for it. But there's nothing, I don't know, as far as something just specific, I don't think there's really anything I, wanted to do that I haven't.
Okay, I didn't know if maybe there was a 5 foot tall vase down the road or something like that. So
yeah, no, I mean I would love to try, just different stuff like that. It's not there. I don't think there's anything, that stands out.
right. Well, that makes sense, considering too you put out a video basically every week for quite a while now. So if you have an idea, usually it goes somewhere.
Right. Yeah, it's I don't know. That's wife and I are constantly trying to come up with ideas for stuff. It was like I had the hair for the Lego man, and she came up with the idea to do Frankenstein. I was just going to do a Lego man, but she goes, it's Halloween, so let's do it.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's a Lego flat head.
Yeah, it is flat.
I got a question for you, Carl.
Yeah.
What kind of deals does Carl have on those robust lathes?
What kind of deals?
Yeah.
Absolutely none.
Yeah.
I had to buy mine too.
Sorry, kid. You're just gonna have to shell out some green, man.
They do like an August sale. I think they do a June and an August sale for the symposiums. For the AAW symposium, they do a sale then, and then for SWAT they do a sale for that one too. But other than that, it's just the same price no matter where you go.
So these symposiums, is Woodcraft sponsoring those, or who's in charge of those?
No, the AAW does the national symposium. This year it's in Kansas City. Next year it's going to be here in Portland, so I'm excited about that.
You don't have to go very far.
And then the one in SWAT there is all the local turning clubs. They've been doing that one for years. It's a great symposium. You should plan on coming up next year. It's fantastic.
We got another question from Chris Cute. He's like, Carl, if you're just turning a basic bowl, would you rather turn into the end grain or the long grain? Is one easier than the other?
I think it completely depends on the piece of wood, but I would rather turn it cross grain, because that way you only have two spots on the bowl to clean up on the end grain, and it's on some woods it's a lot harder to get that end grain cleaned up. It tears out a lot easier.
Okay.
I got a question for you. Have you ever turned like a bowl or something? Well, yeah, a bowl with a faceplate instead of the chuck?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You can. I did I think a back to basics video a while back on it. It's so you don't need a chuck. You don't need to turn bowls. You can do it right with a faceplate. It just saves wood using a chuck. Okay. There's probably some people out there that just turn with faceplates and have it all dialed in, but. So you can take the faceplate and screw it right into the inside of the bowl. I don't have one. I don't have a bowl handy. But you can screw the screws right into the inside of it and turn it and then turn it around and clean the inside out. But what happens is you have to screw it back to the chuck or glue it back onto the chuck. So if you do that, it has to be a dry piece of wood. You can't use green wood. So when after you're done turning the outside, you can turn it around and glue it onto a waste block and screw that waste block to the faceplate. And it works. It just,
Well, the reason I was asking is I've got a shopsmith, and all I've got is the faceplate. And I've looked at the chucks, and they get expensive for the shopsmith. But I want to turn a bowl, but I don't want to invest that much money if I'm not sure it's something I'm going to keep doing.
Right. Hang on one sec. I'm turning these little bowls, so it'll take about 2 minutes. There, I'll explain it a little better. Oh, all right. There's a little bowl. So you can do it a couple of different ways. You can put it on this way, and I would glue it to a waste block back here. That way you're not putting screws in here and wasting a couple inches of wood. You can clean out the inside. You can get probably 80% of the back side of it done before you have to part it off and turn it around. So then all you need to do is make, like a jam chuck, something to center it up, and bring your tail stock up, and then turn off the foot. You just have a little bit of hand sanding. It won't. I don't know. Other than gluing it up and having to let it sit overnight, it really doesn't take that much time. But normally, or years ago, they used to just screw right into a big piece of wood and start making a bowl, and it wasted, a couple of inches. And that's
what I was contemplating doing, just getting that extended piece of wood,
right.
Allowing for the screws.
Yeah.
But it seemed like an awful lot of waste of wood to me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you, Donald. I hate wasting wood like that. I always thought that's the one downside about turning. All that wood is just carved away.
I mean, if it was a piece of pine, I probably wouldn't care that much. But if I've got a big piece of hickory, I don't.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to waste it. But yeah, I mean, it's basically the same thing. It's just, I mean, when they switched and started making the chucks, it just saves time. It saves a little bit of wood there. But I don't know. It's not something you need. I would definitely, go out there and glue up a bunch of pieces, or for bowls, and try it out. See if you like it before you want to spend the money on a chuck.
Cool.
Okay, Carl, I've got a couple more questions.
All right.
Have you used that rapid fuse glue yet?
No, not sure what that is.
Okay, and
hang on one sec. That's the name of it?
Yeah,
okay.
I believe Jerry's got some of that.
I think it's made by DAP. Oh no, yeah, DAP.
No, I haven't used it. It dries pretty fast? Jerry?
It bonds in 30 seconds, and it bonds completely in 30 minutes. It cures.
And is it like a CA glue?
Yeah, it's almost like a thick super glue.
Oh, okay.
I was able to use it on the lathe last night. It was pretty impressive.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have some glue like that. It's the Easy CA, but it's mainly for filling in like punky wood. It's really thin. It's, just like water. It soaks into the wood and it bonds in 30 seconds, but it's not for gluing anything together.
Yeah.
It's just for soaking in and stabilizing wood.
What's your favorite kind of wood to turn?
Huge fan of maple. And I like turning burl. I like the figure in it. The different, turn 10 different pieces of maple and they'll all be different.
Yeah, and maple, it kind of just shaves off like butter, man. It just
yeah.
And how many years have you been turning, Carl?
Oh wow. I think 23 or 24.
And Ken Moon over at Moon Pie Creations wants to know, are you jealous of his skills?
Very.
Hey, Carl, the flip side of that favorite wood, what's some of the least favorite wood you've turned before?
Oh, anything that's really dusty. I turned a piece of ironwood the other day, and it's just, I don't know, there's half of it's shavings and the other half's just dust. It's and it dulls your tools just instantly. I did a little hollow form vase, and I think I had to sharpen the tool 3 or 4 times. It just
wow.
Is that when you have to wear an oxygen tank when you're working?
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. What's the other one? Locust. It's, you know what? Some of it turns okay, and then some of it doesn't. It's a dusty wood too, but it has a smell to it. That's I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't normally get.
I turned a pin out of that stuff here a while back. It was like a cross between sage and reefer.
That's the best explanation I've heard so far.
That flaming box elder, it's kind of flaky too. Now, people want to know what a cold jaw is. Do you have a cold jaw?
Yeah, they're these little guys here. So they go onto your chuck just like the jaws do. And I don't have any. Where are they? Hang on a sec.
The big easies.
See, I'm supposed to have all this stuff ready, right? Oh. So these little rubber pads right here screw into it. So therefore, doing the stuff like bottoms of bowls and stuff. After you've done it, turn around, put it in there, tighten it down, and you can clean up the foot and sand it. But like those don't turn very fast. I think the max RPMs on them is right around 600. You're not supposed to crank it up. They're just for cleaning up the bottoms, basically sanding. You can do a little bit of turning on it, but they're not meant for taking off a lot of material. So if you're going to do a bowl with those, do the majority of it, on the lathe, and then when you put this on, slow it down and just clean up a little bit if you have to, and sand it.
Now, Michelle B asked, does Carl ever core bowls?
No, I don't. You know what? I just don't turn a lot of bowls, so I never invested in a coring machine. And if I did, I would definitely get one. If I did a lot of bowl turning, I would spend the money and get one. It
heck yeah.
saves a lot of wood.
Oh yeah. Let's see here.
I got another one, Brian. Hey, Carl.
Yeah.
What's your favorite woodworking activity or favorite thing to do in the shop that's not on the lathe, that's not a turning thing?
That's not on the lathe? I don't know.
I stumped him. I win.
I'm looking around and there's no other tools other than a lathe.
So you have no other tools.
He likes his sharpening jig.
Yeah. Sharpening tools.
Sharpening tools. No, I enjoy all of it. I don't know. I enjoy the lathe the most, but I don't know. I enjoy all of it. I've started doing a bunch of detail stuff on boxes and stuff, doing little piercings and stuff like that. I'm starting to enjoy that. I've done a little bit of airbrushing on things, so I'm kind of playing around with stuff like that. But I'm not a cabinet maker, or I'm not into doing big furniture pieces. They take way too long, and I have no patience.
You've done spirals, haven't you done that before, Carl?
Yeah, I did, but I did it all by hand.
Oh, man. You did it old school.
You know what? It doesn't. You take one of those round file, and it doesn't take very long to do it. You just carve it out a little bit with a chisel. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just always comes back to what can I turn rather than.
I can't remember his name, but there's a guy that does those spirals.
Yeah.
And he makes those eggs. Have you ever made those eggs before?
I haven't, but I've seen them. Yeah.
Oh, those are fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a picture on Reddit last week, and I posted it on Facebook too. It was some wine glasses, and they're segmented. And the center of them was spiral, but they are just amazing. I mean, I was just looking at him trying to figure out how he did it. I mean, it was fantastic. Yeah.
I've seen some of his eggs where he's got it, the spiral around it, and then he's got like these little points sticking out of it. I'm like, holy cow. Some of your turnings get me to thinking too, how did he do that? And I try to figure it out before I watch the video.
I did a vase last week, and the one where the top of it comes over, and man, it was I don't know. I had a lot of people I mean, they were saying how scary it looked. And I don't know, when I was turning it, that was kind of the last thing I was thinking about was, but yeah, I had a bunch of people comment on that they wouldn't try that. And I thought, I don't know. I just didn't, that was the last thing I was thinking about when I was doing it. I was hoping it was going to come out, but yeah, I had a piece fly off the lathe. It was a fun one.
Just like your honey pot with the honey dripping over the side.
Yeah, that
How
was.
in the world does he do that? That was awesome.
Thanks. Oh. Well, do we have any?
Well, I guess we got the questions out of the way.
All right.
They're talking about glue and that's it.
I got a question real quick.
Yeah.
As far as your turning tools go, are you pretty much traditional tools, or do you incorporate carbide into your toolage too? Or
I go back and forth. I use both of them on almost every piece I do, and it's just kind of whatever's easiest. I was doing the ironwood little hollow form, and I was using a bowl gouge to shape it, and it wouldn't stay sharp. I couldn't get a clean cut even when it was sharp, and then so I switched over to the round easy wood carbide, and it cut so much better. But on some things the bowl gouge will cut better. So I just kind of, as I'm going through the project, I try and switch back and forth, whatever one's working easier. I find it just easier to hollow stuff out with the little round carbide cutter, the number 1 hollower. I use that thing all the time, and the chances of getting a catch with that or something are pretty slim.
I got a question for you, Carl. What was the most challenging project you've done?
Challenging project. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's been a bunch of them I've had to work through, but I don't know. I don't know, like challenging, like I was
something that you couldn't get right, so you had to redo it.
Like many of those. I can't count how many of those. I did the Millennium Falcon, and I had to do a couple of the pieces twice because they just didn't fit right or something. But it's not so much challenging. It's just if you were doing something every day, you would get really good at it. But it's when you're just coming out on Monday and start turning something for the first time. If it's not something you've ever done before, it's challenging, and you got to work through it the whole way. But I don't know, just like challenging. I don't know. I can't think of anything specific, but many failures.
Okay.
They're all good. They learn a little something from every one of them.
Let's see here.
But you didn't know these questions were going to be so hard, huh?
No. Yes.
I honestly would have thought the X-Wing would have been the hardest one.
Well, you know what? Other than I had to basically shape the body with a sander. I mean, but stuff like that it's hard to get even more than anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. When I was just sanding the body of it, I spent more time, looking down at it to make sure it was all lined up and everything.
That's what would have messed me up, trying to make sure it was even. I might get it even this way, but I'd have one of the watch materials about this long and the next one about this long.
Yeah. Well, I made chopsticks a while back too, and I made 3 of them because and I picked the best 2. That's my worst thing, and that's why I don't hardly ever do it. Is because I hate duplicating stuff. I can never, I can't get them the same. I have to make 3 of them to end up with 2 that look alike.
Identical segmented bowls.
Right. I get asked to make chess sets all the time.
Or I should say pattern segmented bowls.
But with that X-Wing, mine would probably come out being more of an abstract X-Wing.
I got a question for you, Carl. I like your videos. I actually learn a lot. I'm just starting to turn. But how many times in your video is the piece you're working on, or piece at the end, another one's been spliced into the middle because it went wrong and you got to fill that spot in the video, or you did another one, it's a stand-in?
Almost never.
Really? Wow.
They, other than like the chopsticks, chopstick bowl, I did 3 of them, and I just showed, I don't know, 1 of them in the video probably. But like the X-Wing, I know for a fact I made like 2 of the motors on it. I ended up having to make 3 because they didn't work. But just a regular video, it's all whatever it is. It came out like
cool. I'm working on a video project, and I'm in editing and realize, oh shit, I forgot something. Oh, sorry, Brian. Sorry with the language. I forgot something, so I had to go out to the shop and spin something and splice it into the video. It's not the same piece in the middle of the video.
Right.
So,
No, it definitely happened. I just, I don't know. It just doesn't happen that often. Like the Lego guy here, those are all the pieces I did.
I learned a lot from these videos, especially the Christmas time ones. So.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, being as you said that you had to make 2 or 3 of an item to take the best 2, that kind of leads to an answer to the question I was going to ask a while ago. Have you ever used a duplicator?
No.
I've seen a lot of them out there, and I've wished for one a time or 2, but I've never used one.
Yeah. So, but they're more for like table legs and spindle work and stuff like that. And I mean, so I don't do a whole lot of that either. But if I did, that would definitely be something I would look into getting to. Just like the core. But yeah, most of the stuff just, I mean, a lot of it's just one of a kind things. I'm not going to make 100 of them or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Do you do this full time, or do you have a job or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I do this full time now. Yep.
Outstanding.
Do you see the lathe being replaced by a CNC machine in the future?
There we go. And that's the end of the show. Thank you.
And the guest time's out.
Here, I'll move the camera back so you see my face. No. No. Is it down too far? Hang on. No, I don't, but there's definitely CNC lathes, and I don't see it being replaced, for doing stuff like I do. It's not, I'm all for it. I'm all for CNC machines and whatever, all the new stuff that's coming out. It's fantastic. But as far as, stuff like this, I don't see anything just completely replacing it. Okay. So I don't know. It's not, I don't know. I don't think it'll completely replace it.
Okay, Carl.
Oh.
All right. Any more questions, guys?
No, I think we're done.
Oh, strong sonotype.
Okay, let's see you do some turning, Carl.
Oh, is that what he does?
All right, how's that?
Perfect.
Looks marvelous.
Absolutely marvelous.
All right, hang on one second.
I had to throw that one in there.
All right, I'm back.
Chuck, did we get that
Well,
one answered?
Not me.
All right.
I think he covered the vacuum chuck on our old show.
Here,
I don't know.
here,
I don't
here,
want him to have to switch that thing out.
here, Brian. Here's an answer to your question. CNC machine isn't going to do that.
All right.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
All right. It could probably do what I'm about to do here, though. So I'm just going to, I need to
Hey,
make,
Carl,
yeah.
before you get started, the vacuum chuck, can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, they are fantastic. They pretty much, replace the cold jaws. They do the same thing, but you can put, if you're turning spheres and stuff, you can do that to finish them off, sand them, little things like that. Boxes, put it right on there. It kind of replaces the jam chuck. The two I have is, I think that one's a 3-inch, and then I think I have a 6-inch or 6 or 8-inch. But you can make these. You can make your own for if you're doing little boxes and stuff. That way, you don't have to make jam chucks. You don't have to waste any wood doing that. They're fantastic. I have the hold fast one. It just plugs right into. Hang on one second. Bring the camera up. You see that? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's just that little box right there, plugs right into your house air. You don't need a big compressor, a little pancake compressor will run it. And this little guy right here goes right through your headstock, and it's just a lamp rod, and you cut it off whatever length you need.
Okay.
And that's it. You just turn a little knob right there, and it creates the suction.
Okay, cool. Now, how well do you like it, and would it be advisable on getting one?
Depends on what you're turning. If you're turning things where you need to turn them around and clean off the foot or the bottom of a bowl or something, I would definitely look into getting it.
Do you prefer that over manual chuck?
Oh, over the cold jaws?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do. They're a lot easier to set up.
Okay.
Oh, but I mean, it doesn't replace this.
Okay. Well, that's what we're getting at.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't replace this. It's just for finishing things off.
Okay, I think that's it for questions.
All right.
Of course, there's going to be more, but for now, let's see you do some turning.
All that, and then I'm going to turn a little knob here. It's not going to be very impressive. All right. So I'm just making a couple little bolts for my Frankenstein for his neck. I just have a piece of oak dowel in there. I think it's 5/8. And I'm going to use a spindle gouge just to round it over a little bit. I don't have a picture up right now. I don't even know what they look like. Anywho, we're just going to round over the top here, and then we'll make it look like a hole. told you it wasn't going to be very impressive. So what I did is I just made a little bolt there, and then that's a little part. If you kind of remember Frankenstein, it kind of sticks out from his neck, and then I just put a little tenon on the backside. So I'll drill a hole in the side of his head and glue that part into it. But that is about it. And then I'm gonna.
Wow, I think even I could do that.
No, I don't think so.
And I'm gonna dye it. I'm gonna end up dyeing it or painting it. You know, I think there's silver or black. I can't remember. I'll probably dye it black.
I would go silver.
Silver? Were they silver? I don't have a. You have a.
Put out like the bolt.
Yeah.
I
like,
think it's artistic license. Depends on what movie you're watching.
I brought up a picture of the Lego, the actual Lego Frankenstein. That was the one I did the project on. So I had it out here on the laptop, and I was looking at that the whole time I was making it.
see, Lego Frankenstein.
Yeah, if you.
Lego sign?
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
I just watched Young Frankenstein last night.
Oh, wow. That almost looks exactly like him.
That's great.
Yeah, they're silver.
They're silver? All right.
Right on.
This one that I'm looking at is. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's just a shadow. He doesn't have any bolts.
You know what? I don't think he did, but on the Lego one, but I mean the real one he had some on it. I can't remember.
Now the other picture that I see of one, he's got the bolts up by his temples, and they're silver.
Up by where?
His temples, right above his ears.
What about the real one?
The real one has them on his neck.
Yeah.
The original movie, he had them on his neck, kind of like right up underneath his ears.
Okay.
Well, I think it's artistic license though too. So the way it's imitating.
Yeah, this one's got a zipper on his forehead. Yeah, I would put it on his neck. Make it more realistic and different.
Yeah. When I'm trying to duplicate something, I always like to go a little bit different just to make it my own.
Put that old cranky touch on it.
Absolutely.
The what?
The old cranky touch. I just want to make sure people know it's mine.
The swinging pink flamingo.
There you go.
Well, I had green and green and red, and I was trying to make brown for his body or his clothes or whatever it's supposed to be, but it turned out maroon.
Yeah, brown's not an easy color to make when you start mixing other colors to try to get it.
Yeah, I know. I kept messing with it, and it wouldn't. I couldn't get it right.
Yellow and red.
The tropical Frankenstein.
Right? It's like Liberace Frankenstein.
Yellow and red and a little bit of black, depending on how dark you want it.
Oh, see, I didn't put any black in. I just tried the yellow and green, or the. Now I can't even remember what it was.
I'm just going by the color wheel on that paint thing that I got. And to get brown, you got to go into yellow and red, And I'll assume with paint, to get it darker, you'd have to go with some black.
Right.
I am certainly no paint mixologist technician or anything like that. I didn't even stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
All right.
I got that little shot.
We getting close?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty close.
All right. Now, if that doesn't make you want to get out there and start turning something, I don't know what will.
Yeah, man.
Those will fit right in the side of Donald's neck.
I'd go out and turn something right now if I hadn't gave my lathe away.
Oh, wait a minute. Your Frankenstein don't have a neck.
No, he doesn't have to put it on. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to put him on the...
Well, technically, if you look at the old one from the 31 movie, he didn't have much of a neck either. He's a big boy.
That is neat, though.
Yeah. Robin painted the face for me because I'm not an artist.
Now, most people would disagree that ain't Frankenstein.
Oh, no, that's Frankenstein.
That's the monster.
Yeah.
That's the monster. That's exactly right.
Can
You gotta remember what you're thinking here. You're thinking Legos, kids.
Can you pull up the Lego one?
Huh?
Can you pull up the picture of the Lego one?
Yeah, I'll show you. Let's see. I gotta go over here and share now.
I'd be definitely in the ballpark.
See, all these right here don't have the bolts.
Oh,
but
right.
This one does.
Oh, no, it's that first one. Oh, right. No, it's that first picture there in line. That's what I was going off of. But we changed the mouth and the eyes because he's like wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, I think you've captured the whole thing now. So
But this one here, he's got
exact.
He's got bolts by his temple, and so does this one. And I guess this one here too. But the rest of them, you go down here, you don't see no bolts.
Well, it ain't Frankenstein without the bolt.
Yeah, my opinion too.
It's just some guy with the head super glued on. That's all. No, I would definitely go with the ball.
So are you going to paint the suit?
No, I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. I thought about it, but I just dyed it with the trans can, the wood dye.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm done.
Yeah. Well, I think the colors are more of an animated version of it.
So, Carl, one more question for you. With your projects that you make each week, what do you do with them afterwards?
I sell, I don't know, probably half of them. I'll put up for sale. I give some of them away. It just depends on whether I'm happy with them, though, too. Some stuff I'm not, Robin said that's too picky. But I know it's something I'm not, 100% happy with it. I won't put it up for sale and ask me what's wrong with it, and I'll go, I don't know, I just don't like it. Take care. I did a big bowl a long time ago, and the bottom's too thick. It just, I don't know. It's a giant myrtle or a maple or a bowl, and it's beautiful until you pick it up. And the bottom, I don't know, it's almost an inch thick, and I just don't like it. I won't sell it because of that. Because it's, you know, I don't know, it's not right.
You can always sand the bottom a little bit.
I told her I would put it back on the lathe and try and fix it. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's about an 18-inch bowl, not that tall.
Wow.
But I don't know, I'm just not.
About the size of a number 3 wash tub.
Yeah. Yeah, I put I don't know, probably about half the stuff up on. I don't know, it's not right.
What now?
You sell on Etsy?
Yeah.
Any more questions, guys?
Not quiet.
Yeah, real quiet.
It's one of those things when you get the master in front of you, you forget what to ask.
Yeah, and then the show's over, you're like, dang it, I had a question.
Oh yeah, that goes without saying. Yeah.
Oh.
Nothing in the chat.
What is Carl's views on using a drill for sanding?
I am 100% for anything that works and works for you. Makes it easier for you. Power sand, you know, I'm not the whole, I don't, you know, I mean, people are always kind of weird about, you know, I'm a traditional woodworker or a traditional turner or something, and there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a traditional wood turner that, you know, I mean, if you're using, you know, spindle guns and tools like that, that's
They didn't
not
have it back then.
They didn't have them back then when they started turning. So you're not, you know, or, you know, I mean, if you want to use hand planes, that's awesome. Go for it. But don't, you know, give somebody crap for using a planer or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't. Whatever works is for you.
Carl's motto.
If you want to call someone a traditional turner, they have a foot-powered lathe spinning the spindle for them.
Yeah, but they're still using modern tools to turn it with.
Right.
Always, I know some guys who here in New England are using hand-turned, hand-forged turning tools. They're not online or anything. They're old, so old school. They're down at the Plymouth Plantation, things like that.
Do they have the stick up above them to wax them in the head every once in a while?
Now, I got the wife behind them with the broom beating them.
Well, I mean, the very first lathe, it took two people. One guy was cutting, the other guy was spinning the piece of wood. So the foot pedal, you know, you cut your workforce in half right there. And
well, that was blasphemy right there.
Right?
That was high tech. You're not turning anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I never understood that. It's kind of weird.
Now, Carl, I have seen these guys turn, I swear, big old tree stumps, or trunks, I should say. Would you ever consider doing something like that?
Yeah, I'd love to try some bigger stuff. Actually, I'm saving up to buy an outboard rest for the end of the lathe here. And once I do, I'll do some big stuff. I'd like to turn a table, but I need that outboard rest to do it. So, yeah, love to do some big stuff. When I first got into turning years ago, there was the guy in New Zealand, and he had built his own lathe. It was concrete. It was like a pyramid shaped, and then the headstock was on top of it. And he turned bowls there, and they were enormous. He had his wife and two kids inside one of them.
Wow.
They were, they're 7 feet tall and 5 or 6 feet around. Yeah, I mean, just amazing stuff.
Most guys would build a house for their family, but a bowl, let's go.
Ken Moon, he goes, What tool is the best to get out tool marks? Sander.
Yeah.
The 80 grit gouge.
The 80 grit gouge.
Hour sanding, that's the best tool.
Yeah.
It just depends on what you're comfortable with. I mean, if it bowl gouge works great, the carbide tools work great. It just kind of depends on the piece of wood too, and I think more than anything, you just need to get comfortable with whatever tool you're going to use. It's if you're coming at it, you know, if you're turning something and you're not standing, you know, you're not comfortable standing here, you're just kind of got the tool out here like this and you're trying to go around the side of it, you're not going to get a clean cut. You just need to be centered over the rest. You need to hold the tool up against your side like this, hold on to it like that, and move your whole body. That you're going to get the cleanest cut doing that, and then coming out like this, jabbing at it. So, and it doesn't matter whether it's bowl gouge or carbide, you know, you're going to get a cleaner cut. So, and a much smoother cut with less tool marks.
Your whole
Okay.
body's gonna move smoother
One more
than
question,
yours.
Carl.
Yeah.
What is your favorite tool for the lathe, even including chucks?
Favorite tool? I have no idea. Test again.
You should have studied.
Right?
I would say the hollowing tool.
You know, I don't do a whole lot of hollowing. You know what? I mean, you have to use all of them to get to make it work. I mean, you know, but I mean, lately I've been using that little one right there quite a bit for doing a lot of stuff, and it has that little teeny.
Oh, that small finisher.
Yeah. And it's I've been using that one quite a bit for just a lot of stuff that it probably wasn't designed for. It was designed to just hollow out the inside of stuff, but I use it on the outside of stuff all the time too. I don't know if there's any, like, you know, specific tool that, you know, I couldn't live without though.
Ken, he's like, I stumped him, LOL.
I just figured it out, Ken. This right there.
You're
That's
so...
48 years old. I can't see it anymore.
Yeah.
Without those, it's just a mess.
Yeah, I hear you. My wife's the same way. She hit about that mark, and she's like, I can't see the computer that much.
Right?
She's got to have big fonts, or she's got to wear reading glasses.
Suffering from CSS, can't see stuff.
I've gotten to where one eye is perfect. I have perfect vision, and this other one is getting weaker, and I just stay confused. So you catch me working like this a lot.
That's all right. You could be the next Popeye.
Works for me.
Now, when your arms start to bulge, then you know you're turning into Popeye. Now, if only one arm bulges, you know you got a problem.
It's the family show, man.
You're online way too much.
Anyway,
What
guys,
type
that's
of
all we
music
got
is
for
it?
today. I want to thank you, Carl, for being on the show tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Showing us your fantastic turnings. And I want to thank my panel members for being on here tonight and coming up with some questions. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Next week, hopefully, if things go right, we'll have Tommy G. He's going to show you how to make some of his carbide tools. And that's all we got. I'll see you next time.
Later, folks.